What if I told you that tiny changes can create massive consequences? That's the essence of chaos theory. The idea that small shifts in initial conditions can lead to wildly different outcomes. It's the butterfly effect. A butterfly flaps its wings in Brazil and sets off a tornado in Texas. And while that's poetic, it's not just a metaphor. Chaos theory explains weather systems, financial markets, ecosystems, and even our lives. The takeaway: you don't need to control everything, but you need to respect the fact that small things compound into massive shifts. Welcome back to Spark and Hustle. I'm your host, Puneet Kaur. Today's mental model is chaos theory, a framework that teaches us about unpredictability, sensitivity, and the hidden order inside apparent randomness. We'll explore what chaos theory is, why it matters for business and personal growth, and how you can use it to adapt, thrive, and even find beauty in uncertainty. Chaos theory is the study of complex systems that are highly sensitive to initial conditions. In simple terms, small differences at the start lead to huge differences later. Let's take an example of weather forecasting. A tiny change in temperature or pressure today can make next week's forecast completely different. That's why predicting weather long term is nearly impossible. Chaos doesn't mean pure randomness. It means patterns that took random paths but are actually governed by underlying laws. The most famous part of chaos theory is the butterfly effect. It illustrates how small actions can have massive ripple effects. In life, this shows up when a single choice, attending an event, sending that one email, meeting that one person, changes your trajectory. In business, that one decision, launching a feature, hiring a key person, closing a client, can alter everything. The butterfly effect reminds us never underestimate the power of small beginnings. Here's the fascinating part: chaos isn't pure disorder. Within chaotic systems, patterns emerge: fractals, feedback loops, repeating cycles. Think of tree branches, river deltas, or even heart rhythms. They look random at first glance, but zoom in and you'll see a repeating structure. Chaos is structured unpredictability. This means that even when life feels chaotic, there's often hidden order underneath. Now, we'll all agree that business is a chaotic system, right? You have markets, you have consumer behavior, you have competition shift constantly. Tiny moves like pricing changes, social media trends, or a competitor's pivot can reshape entire industries. Startups live in chaos. That's why agility beats rigid planning. You can't predict every twist, but you can build resilience to ride the waves. Your and my life is a chaotic system, right? One book, one conversation, one moment of courage can change everything for us. The job you took, the city you moved to, the person you met, these tiny starting points often ripple into the defining arcs of your life. Chaos theory teaches us humility. It teaches us that we cannot control every outcome, but it also gives us hope that if we do small intentional things, take small intentional actions, they can change everything. So, how would we apply this chaos theory in our lives? First is embrace uncertainty. Stop demanding guarantees. Lean into probabilities. Second is focus on small actions. A tiny, consistent habit can ripple into massive transformation. Building agility. Create systems that adapt quickly instead of trying to control everything. Spot patterns in chaos, look for feedback loops and repeating signals. Stay resilient. Chaos will test you. Resilience is your buffer against unpredictability. In finance, small trades or shifts can trigger massive market swings. Technology, a single viral app feature can redefine consumer behavior. This one for me is taking picture of your food and it calculates macros. Huge, huge, huge in the health segment. History, a single decision like Archduke's assassination. It set off World War One. Personal life, a random coffee meeting can turn into a business partnership or a lifelong friendship. Chaos is everywhere, and so is potential. So here's our mantra: life is chaos, but chaos has hidden order. Respect the butterfly effect. Lean into small actions. Stay resilient when systems shift. You don't need to predict anything or everything. You need to adapt and grow and find your path inside the storm. Now, a book recommendation based on this topic. The book is Chaos: Making a New Science by James Gleick. He popularized chaos theory for the public. It shows how mathematics uncovered order hidden inside systems once thought to be random, be it weather, biology, even human behavior. The book emphasizes the butterfly effect and fractals as keys to understanding complexity. The lesson is chaos isn't disorder, it's complex order we don't yet fully grasp. Now, here are my two favorite quotes from the book. The first is, simple systems give rise to complex behavior. That one I ponder often. Second is, when the present determines the future, but the approximate present does not determine the approximate future. So you're going to have fun reading the book if you do choose to read it. I highly, highly, highly enjoyed it because it turns your brain into mush and then it all falls in place as you progress through the book. Highly recommended. Please, please take the time to read, even if it is 2 pages a day. You'll definitely enjoy it. As always, thank you for tuning in to Spark and Hustle and taking time out of your day to be with us. Until next time, stay bold, stay soft, and keep going.